Good afternoon.
My name is Sebonashika Papu. I am 8 years old.
8 years. Wonderful. So what do you have for me?
Mr. Emmanuel, Ghartey, please, who are your parents and where were you born?
My mother's name, Sarah Isifosu Ayok. And my father is William Nenyi Ghartey. Both of blessed memory. They are all dead. I lost my father when I was in class 4. And then I lost my mom just after I had completed senior secondary school. I was born in Accra, but I come from Wudiba in the central region.
How was it like for you growing up?
I would say very fortunate. The foundation was very key. You know, as a child when I was growing up, I was fortunate to come from a family where spiritually we're very sound, physically manageable, emotionally we're good. So you need some of these elements to train up a child. So falling into a family where you have both parents around, nurturing you, giving you the spiritual support, giving you your physical needs, it was okay. But I won't say that it was all rosy because there were a few challenges here and there. Sometimes you got a point in time I had to go selling by the roadside. I've been a street hawker before, selling buffalo, selling water, ice water, the one that you put in the bucket, and then you have cups, okay? So what you do is that when somebody wants to buy it, you only take the cup and then dip it into the bucket and then serve the person. That same cup will go around so many people. I've been through all these before.
As a child, what did you dream about and have any of those dreams led you here?
Every child will love to dream. I want to be a nurse, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an actor, I want to be this, I want to be that. I wanted to build skyscrapers, okay? Tall buildings, okay? Build roads and all that. So I wanted to become a civil engineer. But as I was growing, I decided I was developing into other areas where I began to okay, this is my talent, this is a gift. Where is it leading me to? Then I found out that I love the arts. So I gave it all into the arts, and that is what I am today.
How old were you when you started getting involved in acting?
At your age, I started loving the arts. I watched television a lot, although I stayed to my books and read as well. I was very fortunate to come from a background where the arts was very deep. The basic school that I attended was St. Anthony's Preparatory School. And those were the times of Cheche Kule. You know Cheche Kule, have you heard it before? Good. Cheche Kule, yeah, we're part of the pioneers who started Cheche Kule. So they will select some few children from one class, maybe class 1, class 2, class 3, and then we put up a piece, okay? And we come on the national television, and then we expose or probably tell the story that we have been able to go through. So I started at age 9. Okay, that was when I first tasted the joy of being an actor, in quote, okay? Not professionally.
What did you study to become an actor?
My first point of call is you. And you because you always as an actor need to be very observant. We study people in order to imitate them. We study people in order to portray them. I gave a lot of time into studying and observing people. So even when I'm walking by the roadside, every character that I see fascinates me. So I'll look at the person because tomorrow a director or a producer will ask me, can you play a madman? And if you have not been able to see a madman before, you don't know the way madmen operate, how do you relate that into the story? Okay, quite apart from that, you do the professional studies too. But I was very privileged to be mentored and given tutorials by David Onto. I joined this theater company way back in 1998. And under him, I was able to go through the theoretical and the practical aspect. You learn books and then you do the practical aspect of it. When you say stand here, do this, do that.
What are some of the most challenging roles you've played and how did you prepare for them?
Recently, I played Oedipus Rex. It was challenging because one of the time, I was then preparing for other productions. We have 2-3 productions pending. And then here is the scenario where we're told that a guest director is coming from Germany. And the director has only 3 weeks within which to prepare a script like Oedipus and then go back to Germany. So, fortunately, we had the script like 2 months before, but we're not given the roles that we're supposed to play. In the course of reading, they gave me a different role, and I was like, we are waiting for the director to come and confirm. The director came down and was like, no, when I look at the way you are going about this role, I think you'll be very good at this role rather. So it means that after putting myself together, preparing, you psych yourself for a role, okay? When you are given a role, you have to psych yourself. You have to do research. I've done all that, thinking that I was going to play that role. The writer says no. And I have only 3 weeks to prepare myself in the role of Oedipus. Okay, and the lines, now, a lot of lines. I could start a line and I'll end at the 4th page of the script. 4 pages. I'm still delivering lines. And I have to finish this one in 3 weeks. Characterization, you're doing, how do you call it, blocking. You have to memorize your blocking. You have to memorize your lines. You have to know how to actually relate to your audience. All these in 3 weeks. And you have to deliver. So that has been one of the challenging roles that I've played just because of the time frame that we're given.
You've acted as the lead in many stage plays, including Oedipus, as King Oedipus.
That's it.
Could you share your experiences with that?
You start a production where you know nothing about the director. That is one. And I don't think you should even know everything about the director before you enter into it. When you know the name of the director, you prepare. Every director has certain demands. So when you're able to know the director is a plus. But here's the case, you're having a foreign director. How the person is going to work with you, you don't know. And because the play is very huge, it demanded that we have to get a lot of guest artists. Most of them came as novices because they're going to play walk-on roles. You have to relate with all of them. You start work at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. You have only an hour break. And almost every now and then, you have to make sure that your lines are complete. When I finish with the rehearsals, I will need an hour or 2 for myself, so that by the time I come the next day, I'm fully prepared to meet the expectations of the director. But here's the case, you're working with a foreign director who starts right from morning, want to end at 7. So the challenging moments were when I needed time for myself, but I couldn't get. So at dawn, now I'll wake up 12, pick my scripts, go through and end at 3, sleep just 2 hours, wake up at 5 and prepare for work.
You also acted in all the 52 episodes of the Yes Matron held drama series as Dr. Mubarak.
Yeah.
How was it like performing for a TV series, and are there any series you are involved in now?
Yes Matron gave me my first TV experience as a professional actor. And do you know how it started? It's wonderful. The producer director came around with scripts looking for prospective characters to fill certain roles in Yes Matron. All the roles that he came audition for had been given out. So I was sitting under the tree, cool, calm and collected. And then there was a role that was supposed to have been given to a lady. All the females there had been given the role. So it means that somebody must read. Nobody was willing to pick it up. And I'm a male. I was like, oh, director, please, can I read the female role? And they started laughing. I said, okay. And they gave it to me. So I was reading the female role. And that was what I did. I was there 2 weeks later. To my surprise, I'm part of the core characters on the Yes Matron. It was a beautiful family. Today, I always compare other production houses or TV series production firm to Yes Matron, because we had everything. The crew, highly professionals, timing, spot on. We were so relaxed, a very serene atmosphere. By the time you come now, Milo, coffee, everything is prepared for you. That was where I learned cappuccino. You know cappuccino? It's a mixture of Milo and coffee. So I learned all these from Yes Matron. So Yes Matron actually groomed me to become what I am today. Yes Matron only didn't make me an actor. Yes Matron made me continuity man. Yes Matron made me to perfect my production management. Yes Matron gave me other venues to run around production. Yes Matron helped me, groomed me to what I am today. So when you talk about Yes Matron, that has actually pushed me this far as a performer. And so wherever I go, when I'm asked about the Yes Matron series, I become so elated. And you know one thing? We went to Ridge Hospital on Yes Matron. Our location base was at the Braka Polyclinic. That is where we set up, we shoot, we do everything. So occasionally we visit the bigger hospitals. So one of the scenes we decided to shoot at Rich. Here's the case: I was wearing my gown, okay, my lab coat. As a doctor, I had my stethoscope, and then when we got to Rage Hospital, I had two ladies rushing to me. Doctor, we came here since morning, we have not been taken care of. I said, oh. And I was like, hey, I'm not a doctor. Oh. I said it to myself. I was like, oh, relax, follow me. Where's the OPD? They said, doctor, it is here. So I took them to the place. When I got there, the nurses got up, thinking I was a real doctor because of the demeanor. Like I told you before, you need to analyze the role, understand what you're doing, and make sure that as an actor, it comes out real. So when I got to the premises of Rage Hospital, they saw me as a real doctor. And I took them to the OPD department. And I asked a few questions. Why since morning I'm not taking care of these beautiful people? Oh, doc, this and that, the queue. I said, please, take care of them because they are people. And I told them that, don't worry, the nurses will take care of you. Now, we went in to record. When we finished recording and came out, they were like, doctor, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You have been taken care of. You have been giving the drugs and all that. I said, whoa. Then we left the place. You get anything like this on Yes We Do. And I was on the set for 52 good episodes, helping in all areas of the production. And up to date, I will always tell good about Yes We Do.
Are there any series you are involved in now?
No, series. Presently, I've shot a few that are in the process of post-production. Okay, when you say post-production, when you are recording everything and everything is done, the crew, they'll go and then put it together before it comes on air. But one major production that is circulating globally, that is making, positive waves, is Beast of No Nation. I was on set with Abraham Atta. That is one thing that actually encouraged me or inspired me a lot, because Abraham Atta, for instance, was picked from nowhere. Okay, when I say nowhere, you understand. Was picked from the roads, but on the streets, to become the lead character in Beast of No Nation. And I was on set with him. So globally, that's the production that is moving.
Have you won any awards for acting?
Yeah, awards, yep, of course. Awards, accreditations, most came by way of verbal written. Are you getting the point? Yeah. You have where they'll give you citations and stuff like that. But presently, see this. This was given to me. That is Television Ghana Awards 2014. I was nominated for Most Popular Television Actor of the Year. And when I tell you the people that I had to battle to get this award, you'll be marveled. So this is one of the many awards that I've won.
How and where do you draw inspiration from?
In life, there is nothing so inspiring than your creator. If you're able to draw that inspiration, if you're able to draw that level of faith, that level of hope from the one who made you, all other things will just fall in place. So my first and foremost inspiration of life is God. And then secondly, the people around me. Because if I want to see God, I need to embrace you. If I reject you, I reject God. So if I fail to love you, if I fail to appreciate you, if I fail to see the good in you as Nashika, it means I've succeeded, okay, in failing to appreciate God.
Who has influenced you the most?
My mother is a huge inspiration to me. My mother is the type or the kind of woman who will paint a picture to you. This is wrong. I want you to see that this is wrong. And my mother will ask you, what can you make out of the wrong? Then you ask, so what have you been able to make out of the wrong? If you are leading a life that is bad, or you see somebody leading a very bad life, you don't quickly condemn the person. What is making the person lead that bad life? So what are the lessons that you can draw from it? So then it means you do the exact opposite and do good. Okay, and that was the inspiration I drew from my mother. When it comes professionally, I have a lot of people that I look up to. And up to date, they still inspire me a lot. So in my field, I pick inspiration from David Onto. Also inspired me a lot. Because he's the type who say, hey, you can do this, you can do that. You're going for audition? Okay, good. When you go and they ask you that, do you know how to drive? Just tell them, yes, you can drive. And come back and prepare. Come back and learn. Are you getting the point? So these are the people who inspired me a lot.
What are the books you read and why?
I read books that are inspirational, comes to encourage, books that motivate, books that will teach us a lot of moral lessons. Anything readable I read, because it's in reading that you acquire knowledge. Okay, so anything that can transform me, anything that can develop me, anything that can add to my life, I pick inspiration from those books. Somebody said we have good books and we have bad books. If you don't read, you can't know, or you wouldn't know. Okay, there's a saying that goes like this, that if you want to hide the truth from the black man, you put it into writing, publish it in a book. They will never read, because we don't love reading. Some will say, okay, I want to read books on love, I want to read books on this, I want to read books on finance, I want to read books on whatever. But life is, in its sense, a total package. So you need to know a bit of everything in life in order to succeed.
According to UNICEF, more than 1 in 4 children live in poverty in Ghana. What are your thoughts about this, and what steps can we take to end child poverty in Ghana?
If UNICEF, a very noble institution, it's a global institution, comes out with a finding like this, that you meet 4 children on the street, out of the 4, 1 and above are in the status of poverty. It means they have nothing to show. Then it means it's true. Because that noble institution stands for the right of the child. They want to do everything possible to better your life as a child. So when they come up with such a finding, indeed it is a problem that must be solved. Poverty, we can't take it out of our system entirely. Whether we like it or not, it will be there. Look at these ministries. We have over hundreds of them. In Ghana alone, let us take something like the creative arts. It is a ministry for everybody that is very creative. Children are also creative. Today, if you as a child want to go to the Kwame Nkrumah Museum to learn about the history of, let's say, our former president, Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, you would have to pay. It's a place that is restricted to you as a child. But they forget that when you enter and you begin to learn things from there, it will shape you. But they have not thought about it. You find it extremely difficult to even walk into the Parliament House as a child, because they will sack you, they'll drive you away. But if in the Parliament House they have a small institution, or they have created some kind of an avenue where children can also come there to learn, it's an open area for children. We are developing them. When we were growing as children, when you go to the Ghana Library Board, it was open to all children. We walk there from the morning, 7 o'clock, and we leave the place at 2, at 3. But today it's not like that, because I don't appreciate the needs, I don't appreciate the talent, I don't appreciate the gift of the child. But here's the case today: if I fall dead, now you will take up. But if you are not well developed under those form of leadership, how do you take it up? So if every sector we try as much as possible to create an avenue, we create an institution for children, it will help to nurture, develop, and push them into a common form. That can break the norm of poverty. Kujari said, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. If you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation. But I want to say that if you educate, train, and develop a child, it is for the future. If you invest, train, develop, and educate an adult, it is for the short term. So why would I invest in an adult when I need to invest in a child?
Could you please tell us a story that has made an impact on you?
For 8-year-old beautiful Nashika to be interviewing me, it's wonderful. You are doing the work of a professional. Okay, so this platform is even nurturing you and developing you tomorrow to become a presenter. So can you imagine that at age 15, at age 20, You know everything, you know the skill, you know the etiquette, you know the norms that goes into interviewing somebody. You become a broadcaster. So if in the next 4 or 5 years, I see you on BBC, I shouldn't be surprised because you have been given this opportunity. Somebody will assume that, who is this? Okay, but in life you don't assume. If you don't know, you ask and you'll be taught. It's just like a gentleman coming from the hospital with a son. The son is 24 years old. And they were just coming from the hospital, traveling in a train. As the train moves along, the trees were also moving along. And the 24-year-old son called the daddy, said, Papa, why are the trees moving along with us? The father smiled because he was very happy. But the people in the train traveling with them were like, why would a 24-year-old man ask the father, why are the trees moving along with us? And then the son asked again, Daddy, look, the clouds are also moving. They are following us. It should be a child, maybe lower than your age, to ask such a question. Daddy, the trees are moving. They started assuming, shouting on the man, why don't you take your son to the hospital? Why don't you find a place and then put your son? This is unheard of. 24 years doing all this. The father smiled again and told them, my son is just coming from the hospital. For 24 years, he has never seen before. Today is the first time he's seen. They assumed wrongly. Are you getting it? They judged wrongly. So the fact that the 24-year-old is seeing trees moving shouldn't mean that the person is mad or the person is insane. The fact of the matter is that for 24 years, they hadn't seen before. So the first time he saw trees moving along. Are you getting the point? So in life, don't assume. If you don't know anything, you ask, and then you find out the truth. When that happens, there will be relative peace. That is the story.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Ghartey.
Thank you, Now. I'm so grateful. I'm happy having you on me. It was a nice interview that you granted me. So maybe in the next 5 years, we'll be talking more. Maybe on something different, right? Yeah, maybe organize some activities for children, and then we'll let the people know that, hey, children are very important in the scheme of things when it comes to development of this nation. Thank you very much, and I'm so grateful for having me on your show.